Hello boxing fans, this is my post-fight for Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez. If you haven't already known, Juan Manuel Marquez fought the perfect fight. He boxed perfectly, he counterpunched perfectly. Manny Pacquiao was off balance all night. He couldn't find the left hand. That was half due to Marquez moving away from the left hand, and also he just couldn't hit the button. He was just a few seconds off each time. And at the end of the night, what happened? It was a robbery, guys. And I picked Manny Pacquiao to win this, but it was a robbery all night. I mean, the first few rounds were quite close. I think from the first four, I had it 2-2, and then from there it started to widen up. As the rounds kept coming in, Manny Pacquiao started to fall behind, and Juan Manuel Marquez started to take a comfortable lead through his counter-punching and basic boxing ability. Manny Pacquiao was fighting a stupid fight. He was fighting Marquez's fight, and it just seemed something was missing from Manny. He wasn't all there for me tonight. Now afterwards, I've watched this fight again, and I've decided to do two scorecards, and I've done one on my scorecard, which is how I saw the fight, and I had it 1-1-6, 1-1-12 in favour of Marquez. And then I did another one that was how I think the judges could have seen it, if you see what I mean. How I would have scored it if I was one of the judges, and base that on, I'll give all the really close rounds to Pacquiao because he's a champion. And at the end of that, I still had it 1-1-5, 1-1-3 to Marquez. After 12 rounds of championship boxing, I just cannot see how the judges came up with those scores. It's actually beyond me. I cannot comprehend it. The only thing that I can think of that would have gave Pacquiao more rounds than Marquez in this fight was that he learned from Marcos Maidana and looked out with something called ineffective pressure, where he puts on a lot of pressure, which was ineffective as the shot didn't land, didn't have any effect. Just basically just plodded forward and didn't do nothing with all that time and energy, yet he still got a point for it somehow. And I don't think it's really good for boxing, really, this type of result. And even worse, this is the third big pay-per-view event that has left everyone with a sour taste in their mouth. World boxing is really dragging the rest of boxing down. Domestic boxing is quite cool right now. I mean, I think that there's some good fights, some good prospects coming up. Except once it gets to world level, it's so political, you might as well not even turn up, because the winner's already picked before you get in the ring. And when I say the three last pay-per-view events, what you got to look at is you got to look at B-Hop, that terrible decision by the referee, and the terrible acting by B-Hop, if you believe that, and I do. I honestly don't think he was that hurt. I think he could have continued. I don't give a shit. That was a bit of a black eye for boxing. The Victor Ortiz headbutt followed by the sucker punch that ended the fight gave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. That was another black eye for boxing. And then the decision, is another black eye for boxing. So we've had a bad referee call, bad judging call, and another bad referee call, in all fairness. So what else do we have to do? What else do we have to say to get a good fight? Oh god, I forgot about the shoutouts, right. I thought we're going to have to mix it up today for the shoutouts. So, the shoutouts for Pacquiao winning by decision, which is the unofficial result, in my opinion, is Mr. Collipop, who got this spot on, Hawker Mustang got this right, and Primal Fighter 13 got this right. And then the real decision, Marquez wins by unanimous decision. I've only got one person who got that right, and that was Loco Tesiorexo. I assume he's a Mexican guy, or Mexican descent guy. So, good prediction, guys. Okay, so getting straight back into it, where do both boxers go from here? Well, to be honest, I hope Manny Pacquiao actually retires from here, because I think he's done. I think he's finished, to be perfectly honest. He's been reducing in his fight in terms of excitement, ability, just everything about him has been reducing since the Ricky Hatton fight. His Ricky Hatton fight, well, the Cotto fight was a good fight, then the Ricky Hatton fight was his best fight, I think. And since then, he's went downhill since then, I think, in my opinion. Obviously, there was then the Clotty fight, I think it was, that wasn't very good. Then there was the Margarito fight, that wasn't very good. I'm sure I'm missing one out in between, I think. But that wasn't very good, it wouldn't have been any good anyway. Oh yeah, and Sugar Shane Mosley, that was a bit of a waste of time. And then this one he lost, hands down, in my opinion. So, I hope that he just stops wasting our time now. And just calls it a day if he's not going to fight Floyd Mayweather. And even if he fights Floyd Mayweather, I don't think he'll win that fight anyway right now. I think Floyd Mayweather, look at it like this, Manny Pacquiao does really well, yeah, against people who come and fight That's why a fight against Timothy Bradley would be a good fight for someone like Manny Pacquiao. So I don't want to see that fight because I don't like Timothy Bradley. And right now, I'm not a big fan of Manny Pacquiao for basically robbing Juan Manuel Marquez of his big night. So I think that Floyd Mayweather, we all can understand this. Floyd Mayweather does not come to fight. Floyd Mayweather comes to box. He's going to run away from Pacquiao all night. He's going to do what Juan Manuel Marquez did, but he's going to do a better job at it. That's a fair assessment in my opinion. So it's going to be a 12-round unanimous decision, probably 1 all 12 rounds to Mayweather just by throwing that right hand and countering the punch, and then possibly, well, it would have to, just moving away from the left hand all night, and that's how you win that fight. So where does he go? He's got to retire in my opinion. Other than that, Juan Manuel Marquez has just had some doors open to him. He can go down to light welterweight and fight Amir Khan if he wants to. He could stay at welterweight, get a rematch with Pacquiao, or he could fight Amir Khan at welterweight. He could even ask for a rematch with Floyd Mayweather at 147 pounds, on May the 5th, is it? Because that's Mexico Day or something, some type of Mexican day, so it's pretty obvious that Floyd Mayweather is fighting a Mexican fighter or a guy of Mexican descent on that date. Now for the undercard action. I think Timothy Bradley is now catapulting himself towards a shot with either Pacquiao or hopefully Amir Khan. I want him to fight Amir Khan because I don't think he'll beat Pacquiao, and I think he'll have a better chance against Amir Khan. And it's still a good fight that the rest of the world want to see. Problem is, do you deserve a huge shot after beating a 40-year-old Casamayor? And in my opinion, that's a no. Realistically, I'd like to see Timothy Bradley face live body first, because it's alright looking great against a 40-year-old man, but beating a good live body who's there to win, that is what will make him basically a better champion, really. I think then he's got to fight Amir Khan. If he doesn't fight Amir Khan, I don't want to see him fight Pacquiao. But I don't want to knock him too much. He showed good speed. If the power's still lacking, he doesn't put his body behind the punch. He doesn't really set up that right hand either very much, because he's got a good right hand, but he doesn't set it up as much. And I think he's still a work in progress, but I think he's a good champion. I don't see why. I think he'd have a chance against Khan. I don't think he'll beat him though. And then moving on to Mike Alvarado, the best thing I can say is he was lucky. Simple as, he was losing the points decision if he didn't knock him out in that final round, and it was lucky that he did. Also the referee, I personally think he stopped that fight a little bit too early. I think he could have continued a slight bit more. I don't know. What do you guys think?